Yes! Thank you for the stamp on my foot. On my foot, on my head. Right, can we not die anymore before we can get on with the next mission, perhaps? Okay, we got an attic.
Little Michael. I'm still not used to the name, but he's starting to grow on me. He's perfect, and he looks just like you. He's got your eyes.
Okay, and that's all the all the information on Michael Pouch. Answer this damn phone call, because obviously...
Oh my, you just keep dying. Over and over and over.
I know the feeling, buddy.
To let you in on a little secret. Be stunned by a sudden burst of light, but only if they don't see it coming. Throw the switch, bright light. She can't stand it.
Check under gameplay in the menus to view tutorials.
Last holiday period.
Enjoy the rocking chair, buddy.
It's bad luck to see the bride before the wedding. Get out of here, you. Wait a minute. Come here, you. Now go. We're gonna be late to the altar.
All right, we have gotten the bride's gown. Lovely.
deaths. 60% of those were alcohol-related.
Slaughterhouse down there with some really weird shit going on. Just needs a woman's touch. A cold day in hell. Changed man out here.
Find an object of ancestral sentimentality. There was a scratching on the glass. She could only see her own warped and twisted face in the reflection. As she crept closer, even fearful of what she might find, the culprit revealed itself. A tree irritating the pain in time with the breeze. With a sigh of relief, she sat back down, feeling rather silly for being frightened by such a simple thing. It led to her thinking about the psychology of the mind. Why is it when we're alone, the slightest noise sends us into a heart-pounding frenzy with thoughts of serial killers and ghosts stalking us? The more she thought about it, the more it began to affect her. She needed something to take her mind off it. She leant down and picked up the TV remote, when suddenly something brushed against her back. She sprung off the chair, flushed with more panic than she'd ever felt before. She couldn't see anything, but there was a smell in the air. She couldn't quite place it, but it somehow reminded her of her grandparents' basement. She really couldn't remember the basement itself, though, or even being in it. Odd. How could she be reminded of something without any memory of experiencing it? She began to walk around the house again. The smell had a point of origin. She was following her nose. She tried to bring Frost with her, but the old Malumite just whimpered in the corner. Not even a treat would get him to follow her. She followed the smell to the back door, but once outside it had totally vanished. Disconcerted, she returned inside it to find the smell was back, and much stronger, suddenly pungent and offensive. For the life of her, she couldn't identify the odour. Beyond a memory she couldn't access. She wondered if the smell reminded her of her grandma's basement. Maybe she should check out her basement. Between the menacing tree branch still audible from upstairs and the cloying odour she could almost physically feel on her skin, she was terrified. She's never been in the basement. For some reason she was deathly afraid of basements. She gathered up a few things to make the trek down, all the while procrastinating, hoping the odour would vanish before she got there. Flashlight check, knife check, baseball bat check. She was as ready as she would ever be. As she made her way towards the basement, she suddenly identified the odour: rotten eggs. The smell of purification increased in concert with her fear. The door to the basement was under the stairs leading to the second floor of the house. Inching closer, her already short, ragged breaths halted as she heard the scratching sound again. Clenching her eyes shut for a moment, she forced herself to remember the branches. Rationalizing the sound, holding on to the familiar, she continued down the dark hallway towards the door. She reached out for the shiny brass doorknob, so shiny she could clearly see her own reflection in it, and couldn't miss a shadow moving of its own volition behind her. She froze, staring at the shadow that had stopped moving inhumanely quickly. The entire house was dead silent. Nothing moved. The only thing she could perceive was that god-awful odour. There was nothing for it. She quickly turned the knob and opened the door. As she rushed in, the door slammed shut behind her. Startled, she fell down and down and down the stairs, finally hitting her head on the basement floor. She had no idea how much time had passed when she came to. It was still dark, but of course it was. She was in her basement. Her flashlight was on the ground, shining into the corner of the room. She could hear scratching movement now in a room without windows. Oh my God, the smell had become so strong, filled her throat and squeezed her lungs. Afraid to move, she slowly reached for the flashlight when a realization hit her. The smell might not be rotten eggs. She had smelt it before in science class. It was sulfur. Why don't you fight back? Mouse, useless, meaningless. Deadbeat, arsehole, dickhead.
Dear Diary, I haven't spoken to Dad in years. We avoid each other as much as possible. He's always drinking and I'm scared to talk to him. Mom is a mess. She's so weak. I hate them both. I hate it here. I'm a prisoner in my own room. I can't have my friends over. I stay at Bridget's house as much as I can. It's time for a change. I met a boy 2 months ago. His name is Carl, and I think I love him. I told him about everything yesterday. My dead brother, drunk father, and drugged up mother. I thought he'd run for the hills, but he says he wants to save me. He says we should run away, and I think I will. What is my future here? I can't stay. I feel bad leaving my mom, but if she ever grew a spine, she'd have taken me away from here years ago. I have to go.
As he wandered aimlessly through his house, nothing looked familiar. It was almost as if he was outside his own body, and he was seeing things clearly for the first time. Discovering more about the real person that he is, or was, the halls were filled with the ghosts of his past. Some memories were happy and a reminder of how precious life really is, others less so. He looked at every single little item he could find as he went. When he came to a realization, he was here for a reason. He was supposed to see or experience something, an epiphany. I can't even fucking say it, man. An epiphany. There we go. A retrieved memory of what had come before. Typically, lessons are learned when you've done something wrong, so what had he done to deserve a lesson? It's amazing how so many items don't spark any memories. Yeah, picking up a single innocuous object can spark a flood. Looking at a simple gift from his wife reminded him that he was not only married, but he was married to someone that truly deserved a person much better than he. Is this a dream? Am I going to wake up as another person? This can't be real. I feel like I'm prying through someone else's stuff. But the memory is so strong and vivid. Is this a trick of the mind, a part of the dream designed to make me forget I'm dreaming? Yes, that must be it. This is all a dream. As he continued to rummage through his things that seemed to belong to another, he came across a photograph of his wife. He didn't recognize her at all, but was struck by her beauty. He could tell she was full of life, caring, giving, and intelligent. As he looked closer at the image, trying his hardest to memorize her face, he noticed something strange. The more he tried to look at the details of her features, the blurrier the image became. It was almost like it was being blocked somehow. Pulling back from the photo, he noticed that her face had been scratched out of the image. Was that there before? Am I going insane? Something had happened to his wife, but what? Whatever it was, his mind didn't seem ready to remember. This sparked a deep fear in him, and he knew at this point that something terrible had happened, but he couldn't reach it. He was awash with a deep anxiety, the kind where butterflies are in your stomach and an invisible hand squeezes your throat. He continued to explore the house, half expectingly to come across something awful. Where was his wife? Why couldn't he remember her face? He found himself in the living room and something looked off. One of the front windows was open, but there was something very strange about it. Walking over to the window, he stuck his hand through to the outside. Then it dawned on him. There was no breeze, no smell, no atmosphere whatsoever. It was in the middle of the night, and he couldn't hear the chirp of a single cricket. Look at the sky. He had noticed the clouds were rolling much faster than they should, and it looked like they were moving in reverse. The neighbourhood was totally dark except for one house in the distance with a light in the window. Compelled to understand what was going on, he walked outside and headed for the house with the lights on. He waited for what seemed to be hours. Looking up at his destination, he realizes he hasn't gotten any closer. Turning back, he noticed he was still on the front lawn of his house. He turned to look at his destination, and suddenly he was teleported to the front door of the mysterious house. Teleporting might be the wrong description. It was more like the house came to him and was built board by board right in front of him within a second. He turned to look back at where he came from and saw nothing but darkness, broken only by a slow rolling fog. In the absence of other choices, he knocked on the door. Upon the third knock, the lights in the house went out. He waited a moment before deciding to try the doorknob. It was open. He crossed the threshold and looked behind him to close the door, but was shocked to find the door gone. Replaced by a solid brick wall. This must be a dream, he thought. I don't even feel like me. Am I going to wake up from this nightmare and see someone else staring back in the mirror? That's when it happened. The answers he was looking for were right in front of him. So I can do that too, mate. Alright, now that we've covered how to set up the hardware and identified all the parts, see image above for a refresher, let's dive in to what each part of the hardware does. First, let's take a look at the input peripherals. The mouse is used to navigate around the graphical user interface with the mouse cursor. It uses a rubber ball and rollers. When moving the mouse over the desk, this built... Look, guys, I don't know if I can fucking read. My head is fried at the minute. I'm going to start again. This ball moves the rollers, which sends a signal to the computer to move the mouse cursor. The mouse also has buttons on top. Once you move the cursor over something you'd like to select, click the button. Alright, we don't need to know all this because I'm sure we all know what to do anyway. So this is all telling you what to do with the monitor, VHS, etc. Got a phone in the bedroom now. Shit, we're back at this place again. Oh, I think we're in some kind of hospital. Dearest Dr. Tanas, I have tried to get your face-to-face, however my movements around the facility are somewhat restricted. This is actually the reason for writing. I understand the need for heightened security, but I am unable to complete my work. I'm sending the bodies down the chute to the obese gentleman you have down in the morgue, as per my instructions, but I am unable to file my paperwork with the front office as it's always locked. You keep the only key in your office, making my access very limited. I'd kindly ask you to supply a copy of the key for me. I eagerly await your response. Regards, Dr. Minder. Fantastic. Confronting your demons. Ha ha ha! We trapped him in there. Okay, great.
That training paid off, it seems, as she came first in the annual trial.
And you know who you are? Or do you? Some believe this is their life flashing before their eyes. Clarity, clear meaning, and understanding that every action you take will bring you closer to your judgment. Do you understand the extent of your actions? The tormentor can become the tormented. The giver of gifts can become the receiver. I only got 6 months. You're lucky. This reality isn't real.
What are we meant to do then?
Mom, I'm so sorry for everything that's happened to you. I can't do this anymore. Do you know how many times I hid under my bed listening to Dad hurting you? Falling asleep under the bed to the sound of you crying? I hate you for not taking me away from here years ago. I'm running away with my boyfriend, and I won't be coming back. I'd be safer living on the streets than I am here, and that's no way for me to live. I'm old enough now to understand that none of this is normal. Maybe we'll see each other again someday, but I never want to see him again. Get help, Mom. I do love you. Love always, Maggie.
Alright, where do we go from here? Are we meant to die? Okay, very intense game, guys. Like I said. I'm glad we don't have the same things happening all the time. Obviously, that butcher guy, yes, we had to trap him in. But I'm glad that when we die from the mother so far, it's not getting to the point where she keeps respawning at the same place and we don't lose progress. If that makes sense. So is this part one? Let me fucking speak. In this part, do we have to avoid her? And she just keeps respawning? No. I think it's part of it, actually.
Throw the switch. Bright light. She can't stand it.
Problem is, where's the light switch? Where's the goddamn light switch, bro? So this is going to get to this part, is it? Where we can't get past it without having to throw it light. Okay. Where is the light switch, yo? It's saying to kill it with light. Okay. It's saying to kill it with light. I can't find a light switch anywhere on these walls. Okay, we're gonna keep going. Find a light switch. Maybe we take it with a picture of the walls and we find a light switch. No, that doesn't do anything either. Alright. We're gonna just run through this now. It's gonna be one of these frustrating hallways, isn't it, where we have to kill it with light. See, I was really starting to enjoy the game up until this point where we're looking for a light switch. So... Came from behind us. Of course it did. Okay, so I think if we capture it right at the right time with the camera, that's what we're meant to do. Ah, no way. Okay, alright, alright. I have an idea going forward now, anyway. What we need to do is figure out where we need to go once we disable the ghost. That's what we need to do. Because we've only got a certain amount of time before it obviously respawns itself. Where the fuck was that? The fuck was that? Ah, man. This might take a couple goes, yes. It might take a couple goes. At least we know what we need to do now. That was a stupid spawn point, whatever that ghost was. Well, that's annoying, isn't it? Let's be honest. At least we got to the controls. So obviously that does something.
seemed like an eternity. So shocked when he asked me to come back to the cabin. I assumed he wanted to fix our marriage. Maybe try to move past everything and start over. Last time we were at the cabin, it was so romantic until the freak show started. And I vowed never to go back, but if we like our marriage, I'll try anything to end this nightmare. Once we got there, he just started babbling about this being the place of conception and rummaging through that fucked up basement. I don't know if I should be indulging him or getting help. I want him to get help, but I'm scared of how he'll react.
That's not fair. Come on, man. I literally just fucking... Okay, whatever. Whatever. We keep going. We found a memory this time. Okay, I'm happy about that. No. You know what, guys? We're gonna find out where to go from here, because obviously I really want to pass this bit, because this is the only bit that Okay. So apparently, guys, we're looking for a pattern on that statue right in front of us. And this is a pattern that is apparently the one that I need to use, because obviously I'm shit at puzzles. So let me just watch it again. It is some kind of puzzle. So we've got that one. This one. That's actually getting changed again. Okay, it was a puzzle that we needed to do, and you know how good I am with them, guys. Poison. Alright. We really don't want to die at this stage, so we are just going to follow the rest of it. I do apologise that you are waiting, guys. I I'm just trying to figure out this puzzle that I need to do. Because, like I say, it was pretty good up until this point. But, puzzles, man. This guy's taking ages to find the puzzle, just like me. I'm skipping it because it's going to take a long time for me, guys. This guy just keeps going round in circles at the minute. See if I skip her a little bit. Alright, I think I know. Alright, we're finally here, guys. So what do we have to do still? You need to find something that belonged to your wife's family. Maybe some jewellery. Okay. Like I say, guys, I'm really sorry it's taken so long to figure that puzzle out. But it was quite a tough puzzle, apparently. Turn dial. Okay. We're going to figure this out again. Because we can't be bothered to... Okay. Okay. It's actually a lot easier then. So all we had to have done is look in this drawer. Ten left, 50 right. 10 left, 50 right. 5 left. So 10 left, 50 right, 5 left. Yeah. All right, guys. We finally did that. We finally did it. Finally did it. See, even my stream's agreeing with me on my stream version of myself. That was so. I think the most part about it was it's annoying when it gets like where you have to like actually do puzzles. You know, the part obviously where you had to get past the demonic woman. You know, eventually once I knew what I was doing and once I knew where to go, it was the fact that it was doing it then. You know, obviously that's why obviously I've never played this before, and it's taken that long for me to actually find information on how to do it, because I was trying to do it all by myself. But like I said, guys, the pure and simple fact of it is that it took that long to figure out that puzzle. That was probably took about 30 minutes. The point that was annoying, yes, it was annoying where, you know, obviously you got killed by the demonic woman or the wife, and then you had to keep respawning at the same part. But once you knew where you were going from there, just like with the butcher, you had to break the glass room to go into that entrapment. Then you would go the other side and trap him in that area, and we got an achievement for that. But yeah, hopefully we are not going to have to do that bad of a puzzle again in the next bit now. I think we've got everything, so we will see.
Some believe this is their life flashing before their eyes. Every action you take will bring you closer to your judgment.
Gary's gone totally insane.
Understand the
Maggie
extent
ran
of your
away.
actions.
She hates me for not standing up to him. She's
But
right.
now I'm all alone. And I wish my little girl would come home. But I love him.
I can't just leave him like this.
This reality isn't real.
I think the one good thing that I will say is that if you've already done something, such as flicking a switch open, and you do die from that, like, say that demon, or you know the demonic butcher or the demonic wife, then when you respawn, then you obviously have that unlocked, so you can automatically go to the next bit. So I think that's obviously really good. What do I need to do now? Need to find a way to burn everything you have collected, then you can use the ashes to complete this ritual and put a soul to rest. Alright, so we need to find some matches. I've got a feeling I'm gonna have to creep. Alright, we've read that. Okay, all the shit is gonna go on from downstairs by the looks of it. Tray group. Can we not use gasoline now? Or is it the matches that we need?
A search grid has begun over the crash site, but no survivors have been...
So here he stands, at the gate. Does he understand the extent of his crimes against his eternal soul? He can set things right. It's over. He can ensure eternity is fitting for those he affected. I'm looking out here myself. Well, it's time to end it. Move on to the best part.
That concludes our broadcast today.
Candles always light the way. Fantastic.
You hear that?
Okay, that's what's meant to happen. Good. Exercise her from yourself. Trophy earned, Evil Dead. Right, burn the items. The actual fuck. Okay. Do we go down here? Candles always light the way. Alright.
That was only 6 months.
A search grid has begun over the crash site, but no survivors have been...
So here he stands, at the gate. Does he understand the extent of his crimes against his eternal soul? He gets everything right. It's over. You can sure turn this video. I'm moving out here myself. Time to end it. Move on to the best part.
That concludes our broadcast today.
Alright, well, guess this is another bit where we need to figure out what's going on.
Babe, can we play Fortnite tomorrow? Just really tired. Red heart, red heart, red heart, red heart.
Yeah, that's fine, no worries. I'm actually nearly finished with my game. Well, hopefully. Once we find out this puzzle.
Thanks, babe. Falling asleep on couch. Red heart, red heart, red heart, red heart.
Oh, mate. I don't know if you can hear your message. But it's coming through as like a voice message. Right.
Yeah, low, rolling on the floor laughing, rolling on the floor laughing, rolling on the floor laughing. Red heart, red heart, red heart.
Where the fuck is this thing we need to find? Okay, guys, I think we finally know where we're going now. We know what we need to do now, guys. We know what we need to do.
Understand the extent of his crimes against his eternal soul. He can't set things right. It's over. He can ensure eternity is fitting for those he infected. I'm letting it out here myself. Well, it's time to end it. Move on to the best part.
That concludes our broadcast today.
Leave this place. Alright. Anything to see before we go? The clothes are back. Haha. Biddies. So and couch potato.
Welcome back to Cooking with Massimo. It feels like an eternity, but here we are. We're almost there, but this will be the last episode to seal my show. 25, 15, 21, 4, 9, 4, 20, 8, 9, 19. That's the simple part. What follows? Oh, what delights I have to show you. Slice into nicer, thinner strips. This is a real treat. Sorry to be the one to tell you this, kid, but karma is a bitch. And what follows is your torment. And now for the side dish. This really represents something you had and threw
It's like a
away.
brain, mate, personally.
And here we are, a meal fit only for you. That's it from me to you, coming live and uncut from hell.
And he's got a pendant on his head.
This is Massimo signing off. I'll see you real soon.
Yikes. Okay. Nice. Are we leaving? No car? Okay.
Got your eyes. All you do is drink. Dinosaur twisted hustle smell.
You finally arrived. I overestimated your comprehension skills. No matter, you finally get it. If you take your place, someone will be with you and we can begin.
Spike-head man. Love it. And he's got a baby attached to his arm. Damn. Okay. That was some ending. A game by Clinton McCleary. Happy days, man. Trophy earned, Hellbound. Wow, what a game. What a game. If I remember, I actually have seen another player or streamer, YouTuber play this game a long time ago, but I only remember that now. I generally didn't know anything in this game, hence why I had to do that one really interesting puzzle. But what a game, man! What an actual game. I had a feeling he would go to, that'd be in my mind classed as hell, but I don't think we found all the secrets, don't think we found all the recordings, could be wrong. Oh, we've woken up. Okay, I'll do this and then we'll give my opinion. So we got like a million zeros. 234693. Swarmed with insects. Lovely. Lovely. And we've got a tally chart there on the door. Alright. Check all the doors. And we've got a grand staircase. Ho 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 ho. Ah, it's this motherfucker. Trophy earned. Tortured by inspiration. I love it. I didn't know that was an optional staircase or door place. Can we redo that? That would be awesome if we could. At least we got a laughing moose on the fucking wall. Come on, it's got to give us all the options, yeah. Be great if it does. Congratulations on surviving Infliction. You have unlocked chapter select, bonus content and new game plus. All of these are now available from the title screen. What does continue do? Alright, so I think we're gonna do the same thing, aren't we? Alright, guys, leave this place. I thought that was an objective to do that. Go to the main menu, yeah. Okay, guys, I think that game was incredible. Like I was going to say, I think that extended cut at the end was an option, you know, if you wanted to choose. And it was just pot luck which you chose. Obviously, I got the moose and then the fucking chainsaw guy that ended up hacking me up, which was fantastic. I think there's 3 different other options. Maybe there's an option you can actually go back to reality. But I expected him not to get out of that, even though he freed her soul. Maybe she now is in a lot better of a place. The only big thing about it, I think, was the puzzle, which I had to find out myself. Which eventually I probably would have done, would have took me a lot longer. Even the demon, or the demonic wife, I keep forgetting her name. I think it's named Sarah or something along those lines. But, you know, each time, obviously, we came up against her, we would be having to use the camera to stun her, and then we would go on to that next bit. We'd have, like, maybe 5 seconds to recover, apart from that one time where, obviously, I died instantly as soon as I flashed her. She respawned right in front of me, so that was very annoying. But other than that, guys, I think the game was a great one. It was very tense. I've actually got a headache from how intense it was now. Yeah, thanks for your input too, buddy. In the end, obviously, it was still scary, but I was getting to the point where I've got to man up here. Yeah, it was very intense at the start, and like I said, I got a headache. I've got a headache from actually playing this game, but in a good way. I've really enjoyed it. You know, it was right up my street in terms of horror games. What else can I say about it? I think what else makes it is obviously the different. One of the main things which I really did like, even though we had to keep redoing that demonic wife one, and we would have had to keep doing that big massive butcher one, but I think what makes it a lot easier is in terms of once you've done something to trigger something for the next bit of being, you know, escaping that bit or, you know, completing that bit, it stays completed. You don't have to redo it after you've respawned. You know, I think that is a really important thing when it comes to horror games, when it comes to any game, realistically. That when you've done something to progress the game, it should remain progressed. So what I mean by that, for example, is when I was up against the demonic wife and I had to go down that corridor and go down where eventually I looked on YouTube to do that puzzle to get to the lower bit. To do that puzzle, but one of the things that I came across. Can I speak, please? Just walk past on the right hand side in the dock. But yeah, one of the main things was that you needed to pull a lever down in order to progress the next bit of that story. Now, obviously, I didn't know what I was doing. If I knew what I was doing, I would have done everything 100% first time round. And it's not even that I'm trying to, you know, I literally had to watch someone doing a certain puzzle. So I think I have seen other people play this game before. Maybe it's very similar to another game that has been played by streamers, and you know, players. I keep calling them players. They are players, but they're YouTubers. Markiplier's one of them, I think. There was another guy on YouTube that I think has played this game before. But obviously it's that long ago I didn't remember, and hence why I needed the help when I needed it. Saying that, I think the game, up until that last bit, I thought I was going to be a goner until I realised that obviously when you snap the camera, it gets rid of them. You know, it stops the demon being able to harm you, and then you've got enough time to go. And if I knew where I was going straight away, like I said, excuse me, I would have gone straight to that door, would have unlocked that memory, and it would have been, I would have 100% completed the game. I haven't 100% completed the game, as I haven't had the all world, it's like a world icon for PlayStation, because that's where we're playing it from. But other than that, the messages, the way that once you snap a photo, that it looks obviously different to what you see in real life. The storyline itself was very good. But yeah, from there on, obviously, it was really intense. I think my favourite part is obviously escaping the demonic wife. Although when I was playing it, it was probably one of the ones I didn't like the most. Before that, though, when I would die, say from, I don't know, every now and again I'd be caught by this, by the demonic wife. Either it was meant to happen or not, and once it happened, it didn't happen again. You know, that wasn't repetitive. I was able to progress the story a lot sooner. So we've actually done, in terms of the actual stream itself, we've done 4 hours on the stream now. Perfect, really, for a short horror game. That's what I was expecting it not to be a massive game. But it was a bit longer than I thought it would be. But I really enjoyed it. So, I am going to be uploading this. Obviously, if you're watching now, it's not going to be done probably until I upload all my other Lost Judgment content. We have got like 10 videos left, and then we've got the Kaito files, so I'm going to be smashing them out, basically. Like I said before, the question I'm going to ask myself, am I going to play a longer game? Am I going to look for a smaller game up until the point when I get paid so I can play Marvel Spider-Man 2? Or do I just play Fortnite or other games that don't entail me for playing a walkthrough? We'll see. I'll decide amongst myself, and obviously I'm going to think about it. I'll decide. But anyway, hope you enjoyed it, guys, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out.